Good evening, fellow classmates and Dr. Zhang. As you may know, smoking is big around the world. There are many people around the world who smoke cigarettes on a regular basis, as you can see outside of dorms, outside of a restaurant, maybe even at a club. People start different ways. People start smoking different ways. There's many reasons why people start smoking, reasons why people keep on smoking after knowing what harms there are. There are many reasons why nicotine is a very big part of this. Also, giving up smoking, how how it affects the person, how hard it is, my personal experience, and long-term effects. People start smoking basically because they want the psychological benefits of smoking and can't stop easily because smoking becomes crucial for their lives. If, for example, a teenage that starts smoking in their teenage years, which is about 14 to 18, it's going to be harder for him to quit because he's going to have more years of smoking and more he's going to get accustomed to the fact that he smokes after certain periods of time after doing a certain thing. 3 million teenagers smoke around the world, and 20% of these teenagers is in the United States. 100,000 of 3 million are not able to reach the age of 70. Some reasons why people start to smoke is to fit the crowd. For example, a person goes out and there's this group of cool people, and that person wants to fit into that group, so he starts to smoke so that those people think, wow, I don't know, to appear sophisticated, to be grown up. For example, when I was 15 years old, I had my uncle come over to my house very, very much actually, like 3 or 4 times a week. He used to smoke his 5 to 10 cigarettes every time he was in there, and I used to just watch him. Thought it was very grown up of him to smoke. To assert your own independence, maybe to protest rebellion or defy authority. For example, your parents saying, no, you cannot smoke. To defy their authority, you're going to light up a cigarette. It becomes a custom for a person. I mean, if you smoke after a meal to help your digestive system, supposedly cigarettes help your digestive system, it's going to become a custom that after each meal you're going to smoke a cigarette. And that's going to even harden the fact that you want to quit. If you want to quit after the meals, you're going to need a cigarette or want a cigarette. Maybe smoking with a coffee in the morning, or the worst part, smoking when there's nothing else to do. When you smoke when there's nothing else to do, it's because you just want to smoke. You just want that smoke going into your lungs and going out. The nicotine, Hemmingfield and Benowitz, Dr. Hemmingfield and Dr. Benowitz made researches about nicotine. Nicotine releases dopamine in the brain, and that's the main cause of the cigarette addiction. Um, Nicotine is much more addictive than marijuana and caffeine, which is very hard to believe, but has to be true. Becomes difficult giving up smoking. It becomes difficult after smoking for years, as I say, because it becomes a custom. So it is hard for a person to stop smoking if they smoke at certain times of days or after a meal. Um, Personal experiences. I smoked from the age of 14 to 18. I actually stopped smoking a month ago. I smoke 1 or 2 cigarettes when I feel stressed out or when I feel that I really need it. I wished I never tried it though, because I mean, first of all, my fitness resistance lowered, as I could run 3 times as much as I can now 4 years ago. Also, girls hate the smell of cigarettes. I mean, you smoke a cigarette, you go next to a girl, and she's like, ew. They just hate the smell of cigarettes. And some adults do not find it respectable in a way that if you smoke, you wanna, they think you just wanna appear cool and you're just smoking, and they smell it and they just do not like it. Some long-term effects are cancer, which is the main cause, the main effect of smoking, being sterile, and most of all, an early death. Smoking is just not the way to be. It's not the way to end your life. Cigarettes can lead to a very bad life. It may bring you pleasure in a psychological way, but in the long run you will suffer and you'll not be able to leave it aside. As I used to be a smoker, I can make you realize that you spend lots of money yearly, and yearly you spend tons of money. I mean, you could be buying cars with that money, and nobody's ever gonna say, like, for example, if you want to quit. I've tried to quit. I've been successful, but sometimes I smoke a cigarette or two. I mean, if you want to quit, the main start on quitting is do not tell anybody you're gonna quit. Because once you tell somebody you're gonna quit, one of your friends, for example, them being friends, of course, they're gonna say, "Oh, you're not gonna quit," which lowers your thinking of you're gonna quit. And then, like, if you tell a smoker friend that you're gonna quit, he's just gonna light up a cigarette in front of you just to tempt you, which is not right. They shouldn't do that. But that's how friends are, which makes it even harder to stop smoking. Just smoking is very bad and shouldn't even